Are you trying to figure out how to grow your business online, or you've already started a business and you're trying to figure out how to make more money and be consistent with it, or you're trying to get started, or you want to scale your business? Well, there are 4 keys to starting a business, growing a business, scaling a business, and making more money in your business. So in this video, I want to talk about the 4 keys. It's actually 4 C's. So if that is something you are interested in, keep watching. Well, hello, awesome entrepreneurs. Today, I want to give you 4 keys that I've been using in my business for years to grow my business and make money consistently. Because we don't want to just be posting and doing things and nothing's happening, right? As a marketing strategist and a brand strategist, you guys know that on this channel, we give tips and tools and strategies to help you build a brand, grow your business, market so that you can make more money. So I hope that you will subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And every time we do a video, which is once a week, you will get notified. So grab that pen and paper. Let's talk about these 4 keys, or actually 4 C's to growing your business. And the 4 C's are clarity, consistency, content, and connections. Clarity, consistency, content, and connection. So I hope you have that pen and paper. So what do you do with your brand? Okay. What do you do with your business? How do you grow it? How do you get the customers you want? How do you get leads? How do you just start making money, whether it's $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month or $10,000 a month, but consistently? These are just the 4 keys that I have been using that has been building my business. So let's talk about clarity. So when we talk about clarity with our brand and our business, and you know, branding is my jam because I love teaching branding, been doing it since 2015. Now, when we talk about your brand, it must be clear. Okay. If you want to build a business, we need to know, what is it that you do? What can you do for your ideal client? What problem can you solve for them? I like to say, write it down. What do you want to be known as? For me, I know now that I'm known as a branding and marketing strategist. I give lots of strategies for branding, lots of strategies for marketing, and that's what people are asking me to speak about and train on. And you have to know, and I will tell you this, at one point, a few years, I was all over the place. I didn't have clarity. I was doing this, I was doing that. People didn't know what I was good at. People didn't know what I could help them with. People didn't know what problem I could solve. And they didn't know what I wanted to be known for. So you want to make sure, if you're trying to start a business or grow a business or scale a business, clarity. Don't try to be everywhere. Don't try to do everything. Don't try to serve everyone. I did that. Been there, done that. It doesn't bring in money. And I love what Sunny Lenarduzzi says. She says, broad equals broke, specific equals sales. And it's so true. So decide, what problem do you solve? Write it down. Maybe you solve 2 or 3. Who is your ideal client? Write it down. Who will need what you have? Who will buy what you have? Write it down, right? Who do you want to be known as, so people will say, well, I need this done, and they will think of you. That is what you need to do. That's the first key, the first C to starting on this, what I call the path to profit. Okay, so the second C is consistency. Now, that doesn't mean being everywhere, posting 3 and 4 times a day, being overwhelmed. Consistency just means, what is it that matches your schedule? Can you show up with your brand? Because a good brand will attract your ideal client. It will get leads. It will grow your business. It will create loyalty. It's just so many good things to a brand. So consistency means, how often can you show up with your brand, letting people know, this is what I do, this is what I can do for you. Is it 3 days a week? If it's 3 days a week, then that's your consistency. And if it's on 2 sites, maybe you want to build your brand on LinkedIn and Facebook, then just do LinkedIn and Facebook 3 days a week. Maybe you want to have a podcast and you want to connect it to LinkedIn and Facebook, because you can have a podcast and stream it through StreamYard to LinkedIn and Facebook. And now you only need to do one thing. And so you might say, okay, I want to have a podcast, and that's where I'm going to be communicating, and I want to be on 2 sites for social media, which is LinkedIn and Facebook. Then that's all. Because we need to streamline if we're going to be consistent. It's too hard to run your life, run your business, do the things you need to do, and try to be everywhere every day. So if you say, okay, well, I can have a 3-day-a-week brand strategy, then that's your consistency. Now, some weeks you may get busy and do two days a week. Consistency just means showing up weekly. It doesn't mean every day, all day. Now, you don't want to go 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 weeks without showing up, because people forget about your brand. You want to stay on top of mind. So you want to figure out, write it down. When is it good for you to start being consistent with your brand? And we're talking more than just about posting. We have to show up. We have to show up. People get to know us, and you've heard it, and like us, and they get to trust us, and that's when they buy from us. So if you decide, this is what I want to be known for, this is the problem that I solve, this is my message that I want to get out there, and now I want to be consistent 2 to 3 days a week on LinkedIn, Facebook, and your podcast can be once a week, and it can be the same content. So it's streamlined, and it helps us to stay consistent with our busy lives. Okay, so the third key, or third C, is to be, so great with content. We need to be great with creating content. And so you might say, well, Marsha, I don't know what to say, or I can't write content. Well, that's why we have so many tools and keys to help you create your content. And we have AI now, right? Which is, I like to say, it's an idea generator. You don't want to just copy and paste from AI, but that's another video. I should make that video. I will make a video on AI. But you don't want to just copy and paste. You want to use it as an idea generator. For instance, so you know your clear message now, that's clarity. You know your schedule, when you're going to show up with your brand, that's consistency. So now you're like, okay, how do I create this great content, this irresistible content to attract my ideal audience, to attract the people who are going to become not just followers, but paying clients? And so I like to talk about 4 to 5 pillars that I use when I am creating content. And one of the pillars is educational content, something like this, where you teach something, you give some tips, you give insights, and that kind of content serves your ideal client. And so if you're like, well, I can't think of any tips, or I can't think of anything, well, you got so many places to go and get ideas. You can get ideas from Facebook groups. You can get ideas from Quora. You can get ideas from Google. You can get ideas from Amazon, from looking at books. You can get ideas from magazines. You can get ideas from listening to your clients. You can get ideas from listening to videos, watching training. So many ideas. And when you hear ideas that match what you know, the problem you can solve for your audience, write those down. It's like, ooh, this would be great for content. So education content is great for one of the pillars. Another pillar that I like is the motivation and inspirational content. People love it, where you give motivational quotes or inspirational sayings, and you elaborate on it. So you post that type of content, and people can resonate with it. People want to be motivated. People want to be inspired. People want to be built up. And then the third pillar that I like is the behind the scenes. Sometimes I may be out walking and I make a reel, and I talk about how, as a busy entrepreneur, we need to get exercise. I may be at the gym and I may do a little video, or I may be at Barnes & Noble or Starbucks planning and writing and working with my pen and my paper, and I may do a reel or a short video and talk about how I'm behind the scenes planning. So behind the scenes is a great piece of content to put out on your social media and to talk about on your podcast. Now, another pillar that I like is where we actually kind of connect with people, or we do this content where it's live. You may do, because you're connecting, right? And you may do a Facebook Live, Or you may do a YouTube live if you're on YouTube. Or if you're on Instagram, you may do an Instagram live. Or you just may do a video on Zoom and post it. So we're connecting, and I like that kind of content. That's a great content pillar. You also have entertainment. Now, if you know you like to do entertaining type content, you can do that. So creating content is not difficult. It doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be jargony. It just needs to be authentic, and it needs to be something that people can relate to. People can relate to educational tips and insights that you give. People can relate to behind the scenes posts. People can relate to motivation and inspirational posts, and posts where you show up live and do a 1 minute video, a 2 minute video, and just be authentic. Sometimes you could talk about your why, or why you started, or your struggles that you're having, or your wins. People like to do business with people, and they like to know that they can connect with you. They're like, wow, I get that. I feel that. So content doesn't need to be difficult, and it doesn't need to be a lot of content. It just needs to resonate with people. It needs to be down to earth. It needs to be authentic, and it needs to be of value where people are like, wow, this made me feel better, or this content taught me something, or this content picked me up, or this content gave me an idea, or this content let me know that you're a real person and you're going through what I'm going through. That's the only thing you need to do with your content. It will attract your audience, it will generate leads, and it will grow your business. Followers become paying clients. So the last key, or C, is connection. So you want to always connect with your people. And sometimes we're so busy trying to get new followers. I want new followers. I want new followers. And I was telling someone, you can have 250 really good loyal followers who really like your content. They really like your brand, and they're buying from you, whether you have a product or a service, versus you could have 10,000 and they're not doing anything. You just have these numbers. And I ask people, do you want to be popular, or do you want to be profitable? Popular, like, oh, I got 10,000 followers, but nobody's doing anything. That's popular. Profitable, like, oh, I have 1,000 really good followers, and they're buying my products, and they're hiring me for services. So it's not about the numbers, it's about the connection. And you connect with people through liking their stuff, or commenting, giving good comments, or messaging and emailing. You connect with your people that way. And so now you're building these relationships, and social media is not a one-way street. It's two-way, okay? It's not just posting and that's it. It is showing up and connecting. Showing up and connecting. You connect with 5 people every day. You're 3 days, right? That's 15 people a week. You connect with 5 people that's following you, or you connect with 5 new people. You try to get 5 new people in your system. So you're connecting through messaging, through liking, not selling, but you're serving. So these are the 4 keys, or the 4 C's to growing your business, starting a business, building your brand, and making more money. And they work. They are true. And so it's number 1 is clarity. Number 2 is consistency. Number 3 is content. And number 4 is connection. If you do these things just 2 to 3 days a week, and you give yourself a 30-day or a 60-day or a 90-day plan and commit and go all in, you're going to see some growth in your business. So I hope that these tips have helped you. Be sure and subscribe to our channel, hit that bell, and look below in the description box, because I have some freebies for you. Head to MarshaLynnHudson.com and grab some freebies on marketing and branding and growing your business. And until next time, don't forget, you are the secret sauce to your success.